Evening all.
Hello, Graham.
Evening. How are we?
Hi there, guys.
Hi, Jim. And John.
Hi. Hi, Stephen. Jim.
How about this as a document?
Hi.
12 pages of GDPR.
Oh my God. Where did you
It's
get
all
that?
actually, it's quite readable, some of it. So.
Uh-huh.
Do you know Rob Cornish of Gain Higher Ground? Have you seen his website?
No, I haven't.
No.
No. Okay. Well, it's his particular website, and it's
Who is this Yeti-like creature who's here?
Oh, yeah. Who's he?
You're talking about,
Oh dear.
talking about GDPR, I'm not coming on.
Yeah. The Irish hoodie.
Yeah.
My name is Frank.
He's not down with the dreaded lurgy again, is he?
I actually have a chest infection. How are
Can we
you?
hear you? Oh, yes.
Hi, good evening.
Evening time.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to do a whole reset on my Chrome there earlier, so I kind of screwed everything up. Joy. When you're testing things for friends and they go, what the? Thanks for that, Stephen. I got that. It's actually quite interesting.
It's quite good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's quite good at
I'm in the
interpreting.
process of I'm in the process of reviewing it at the moment. So we'll do a small bit on GDPR since we are. Am I not visible to anyone? I did invite you live on, Vance. There you go. Okay, so there's so much noise about GDPR, right? You can't do this, you can do that, you can't do that, you can do this, you can't do that, you can do this, you should do that, you should do that, you should do this, you should email all your list, you should do this, you should do this. It's the blind leading the insane leading the freaking lunatics, like. Right? I did buy a thing on AppSumo for $47. Anyone wants the link, I'll send it out. And it's quite good. It's actually a checklist and it goes through all the things that you need to do. So I'm running through that, but like, so you need to put cookies. Basically, what I can find out, right? You need the transfer the data is sorted. Google Drive does do that, and Google looks after it. There's a bit of a whole thing about the fact that they're not in Europe and they are and they're not, and it's going out of Europe and coming back into Europe and that type of stuff. But that law get washed out in the wash at some point in time. So from our point of view, I can transfer. I'll be setting up an account, a Gmail account for Build My List, right? I'll put a folder into each staff for each one of you. You all get your links and your list will go in there, right? I will be cleaning it out every 3 months. So, okay.
Thank you.
Just to keep it that there's some form of thing. Download it, upload it onto your ARP reach and delete it off your drive. Okay, and just have a document that's what you're doing. I'm amending the terms and conditions a small bit in Apps That Rocks because we already have a lot of it in there. The fact that we do share your information with the sponsors, we do this. I've been talking to a couple of guys in that, and nobody knows what is going on. Right? That's the bottom line. The cookie stuff and all the rest of it, we're all going to be now driven spare on our phones for the next 6 months, saying accept, 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 accept. So all of this, guys, they're emailing out people who are already in your list. The one thing I do know for a fact is no law can be retrospective. You cannot break a law that wasn't in existence when you did something. Right?
Okay.
So all of the guys emailing out saying, "Oh, do you want to be on our list or not on your list?" and all the rest is just overkill. That. Because people have opted in and people have chosen to opt in. That's the reality, and they've opted in under the terms and conditions. So retrospective, and I know this from revenue law and the rest of it. There's been loads of cases in Ireland lost by revenue on that, where they tried to retrospect the law. You cannot make someone suffer for something they did not know. Ignorance of the law is not a defense, but the law not being in place when you're doing something is a pretty good defense. It's like, you know, you're driving up the road and your local road, they changed the speed limit to 40, but they're not going to change it for a month. And they map everybody or track everybody who's gone over 40, and then they send you all tickets when it goes over 40. Like, hang on a second, it wasn't over 40 when I did the action. So that's the first thing. Disposable of data is the interesting thing, and letting people know. And there's an awful lot of stuff on. So it's kind of put in the ones like there is overkill. Your man's document, Stephen, is overkill, but it's good overkill. So you're better off to have your belt and braces than not when it comes to this, to be perfectly blunt. I'll send you out the AppSumo stuff. It's got a lot of the documentation that you can put up. It's got a lot of the checklist that you can just run. And if somebody ever asks you, this is what you do, and you just basically have to have your policies in place. And the big one is this: how do you store or dispose of your data?
Okay. And
what is data? Because if I hand you a business card, are you not required to delete it, to shred it? Nobody's answered that one. If I meet you in a networking meeting, I hand you my business card, and I've over 500 business cards there. Do I have to shred them? Do I have to dispose of them in a certain manner? Do I have to get a phoenix to come up and blow fireballs on it, or what? You know, and this, because the challenge that we do have in this, guys, is the people writing this can't spell internet, let alone use it, right? So that is part of the problem. And the other part is going to be German driven. So being German driven, it's going to have 75 million clauses that are no need. Like, I knew Europe was in trouble when they tried to regulate a banana, right? They came up with regulations there for about a year on bananas, right? Banana had to have a certain curvature to qualify. It had to be certain this, it had to be certain that. Banana, right? Like, so that's kind of where it is. But from our point of view, I will be sharing it. I'm setting up a private account for us. Each person will have their own folder. You will not have access. There probably will be a password on the folder. Please don't lose it. Because it seems to be the most secure way to do it. All your information on MemberGate is covered. Tom has all the GDPR stuff done. So all your information on that and the disposable information and the rest of it is all there, and that's done. So I have apps to finish. And I do that next week. Right, so we're I'm putting up the cookie stuff that will go up, and that law will get activated on the 25th. It's not getting activated on the 24th. It's going to get activated on the 25th, because every person comes on the phone. No, you give them an extra click to do. And we all know the more clicks you get someone to do, what happens? The faster they go away. And it'll be very, very interesting to see if there's a backlash on this in about 6 months' time, where people are going to be fed up with it. Because every new site you're going to visit, you're now going to have to accept. And in some sites, you're actually going to have to fill in stuff. Yeah. I accept this. I accept that. Big one for me at the moment is the Warrior one, right? Warrior will allow me to do a launch and actually put, so anybody who buys automatically go into a list. Can I email them? Nobody knows. Where do I put it? Do I put it on the page? So I'm going to send them a confirmation email. So I'm going to cover it in the confirmation email. And then, I don't know if anyone was on my Facebook today, but I did put up one that I found funny. No, I know they don't have a cookie on it, but I went to the GDPR site to look up something and they have no cookie notes. So you don't have to have a cookie notice if you're not running cookies. But here's a question. How do I know you're not running cookies?
No, you don't.
So how do I know if the site is compliant or not if you don't tell me you're not running cookies?
Yeah.
See, this is what's going to happen, right? All of this is going to come out in the next 6 months. And some poor fucking schmuck sitting in Germany or in Brussels is going to have a headache for 6 months. While Facebook is sued.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents in it. So definitely put some stuff in place. The big one is how you have a log of how you dispose of your data, because that's that is mostly what it's about, right? how you use people's data and all the rest of it is just overkill. You're already complying with 90% of it anyway, because you put an unsubscribe link. You're not cold emailing anybody. They've already given you the information for the prize. So we may have to introduce. I think we may have to introduce and I think it might be a bad idea anyway, right? To segregate the list, to put in here you go, congratulations, you've entered to win a baby monitor. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Right. Then send another email. Hi, by the way, would you like to sign up to get other offers on this, that, or notified of other competitions and offers that are coming on? If you would click here, and we'll send them an opt-in page and let them opt in. Again, let them double opt into it. Because at least you're getting the clickers down into it, and you can now have a list that you can sell directly to. So I think that as a strategy is actually a good strategy. It's one I'm going to put in myself. Questions, thought, comments, tears?
Brain dead.
If we have any communication, all our information will have some sort of reference to this particular document, I guess, without having to sort of burden them with the detail.
So what you need to do is you put the document on your site, and you reference it back to the site. There's a challenge to you, right? So the challenge is this, and there's a very large challenge that's kind of not being overly spoken about. They don't want you to do it in legalese, and every lawyer will advise you to do it in legalese. Mm-hmm. So this is one of the things at the Facebook stuff in front of the Senate. Or you've got all of these things written by you guys, but nobody can understand them. Yeah, because they're written by guys who are making sure that you've got your belt and your braces on, plus they've stapled the pants to your waist, glued it, right? You know, and I've strapped the fucking bottom of the legs, like, so that there's nothing can happen to it, because that's their job, right?
Right.
And so, like, when bigger companies are going to lawyers with it, there's a whole challenge here, right? So, like, what you do is you put it up on your site, and you give them access. So, click here for the full T's and C's, right? We already have that on Apps That Rocks. There's over 18 pages.
Yeah, so you'll have the detail on that as a reference, yeah, for people to.
Yeah, well, we'll have a compliance page. We'll have a compliance page as well. So you'll be able to click here and see what our information is, what we do with your data, what we do, how we do it, what we go, boom, boom. And that's just an information document that I'm in the process of doing at the moment.
Okay.
You know, and that goes up, and this is what we do, and this is how we store your data, and then this is what we do with your data. We share your data with the sponsors because that's the agreement. They will send you emails.
I think once you've done that, I mean, they're going to be a lot. People are going to say, "Okay, I've been told, and it's up to me now what I want to do. If I don't want that information to do this or the other, they'll come back."
Stephen, what you're actually going to get is you're going to get 95% of the people aren't even going to give a flying fiddler's flute that this is happening, and you're going to get the 5% of the guys who are going to look for the payout.
Well, there'll be a few who want to play the game.
Oh yeah, if you don't know, send me $1,000. I'm going to complain you. That's what's coming. And that's what I watch. I'm not watching out for you know, the GDPR guys coming on the rest of this. The blackmailers I'm looking at. Yeah. Because they will come.
Yeah. Well, I read that and I thought, you know, I read the whole thing and I thought, wow, yeah, I can see certain people wanting to play the game and cause not disruption. Well, it could be disruption, but the majority will ignore it. I think once they realise that they've got these rights. End of story.
Well, it's not. Sean was up doing an event this weekend, right? And I always have Sean data capturing, right? And a lot of people asked him about, oh, what's this in relation to GDPR and the rest of it? So he rang me, he says, geez, I have to stop this. And a lot of people asked me about GDPR. So I said, fine, absolutely, don't stop it. Ask them, what would you like me to do in relation to GDPR with it? And watch their faces go blank. And it was right.
Yeah.
Because most people went, oh, I don't really understand. Well, what are you going to do with my data? Nothing, I'm going to send you a receipt. And would you like me to send you a marketing email? Would you like me to send you an offers email? Oh, that'd be great. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing most of this anyway. Like, the joke is we're actually doing most of it anyway, except for the cookie stuff. But you've got to have a Facebook cookie and a Google Analytics cookie and this and that. So they're the ones that are in the process of sorting. I've got some GDPR cookies there as well. So once I've all these done, I'll send you what I'm using next week and you can throw them up.
It's covering the punter, isn't it? That's all it's really doing. It's really saying to the
So-
punter, look.
There is definitely there's definitely a need for it, right? And I actually the irony of this is I actually think as email marketers, it's great, right? Okay, because if people's data gets much more secure, and if people can't buy lists and they can't spam, then the level of hostile emails go down.
Mhm.
That's a good thing.
A bit more trust.
Yeah, that's a good thing for us. That's not a bad thing for us. It's the problem with a lot of this stuff is, when it comes to government, sometimes the cure can be worse than the cause. Especially starting out, because you have, it reminds me of Raiders of the Lost Ark. At the end of it, Indiana Jones is sitting in a room with a guy, and the man says, "We've our best people working on it." The man says, "But who are they?" Or our best people, yeah, but who are they? And he won't answer the question. So there's a bit of that with this, is that, so my advice, guys, honestly, is just get a couple of the ducks in a row. Make sure you don't do anything silly. Make sure you delete the data. Just keep it, open a spreadsheet, keep a log. I'll send, I keep a log of stuff that's deleted. We'll share the stuff, put it up in third-party software providers, get their GDPRs and the expertise they're looking for their one. I'm getting from every supplier that I deal with, I'm getting their GDPR statement and I'm adding it to mine. Right? Mm-hmm. So when somebody comes down and goes, "Hey, enjoy." And I hope your next shit is a hedgehog, as we used to say in the sales business.
Jeepers. Yeah.
And that's what it's going to be for most of us. That's what it's going to be. Is it right? Yes. Is what they're doing the way to do it? No. Cookies on all the sites. Yeah, okay. So we're tracking your data. We're doing this. We're tracking your IP. We don't know who you are. Google know who you are. Facebook know who you are, but we don't. So why in the name of Christ do I have to put it up? It doesn't make any sense. I can't, because you visit my site, I don't know who you are. I can retarget you on Facebook, yeah, but that's through the mechanism that this is happening anyway. Anyway, it should not be Facebook's responsibility. Do you know what I mean? Because the one that annoys me the most is actually the cookie thing. Because every site you go to, you're not going to have to hit accept. And on the phone, it's a pain in the backside because it's taking up most of the phone.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It is what it is. What it is. What it is. So anyway, Google Drive is after the 25th. Is how you get. Everybody will have their own folder. I'm looking to see if I can put a password on it. But you'll have your own folder, your own share link. I'll email each one of those individually, and I'll just put those up because they have the GDPR statements in place. I can't find Dropbox having much, right? Which is interesting. I've no doubt they're going to come up, but I think, and the other side of it is with Google Drive, at least I'm paying the storage, right? With Dropbox, we're all paying the storage. That's the thing I don't like about Dropbox. So if I put up a file and I share it to you, and it's say 2 gigabytes, you're getting caught for 2 gigabytes, and I'm getting caught for 2 gigabytes. And that's how they So with Google Drive, you just have a share. It's on my drive, and that's it. You go and download it and take it down.
Okay.
And it'll be each list will be in relation to competition, and we'll come up with the protocol. And I'll have that documented. You'll all get a copy of that, right? You'll get a generic copy, and make it your own, and you can hold on to that. And then if somebody asks you, well, this is how we get it. This is the site. This is what happens. This is the thing. This is a managed site for me. They're doing this as a service. This is this. That's that. That's that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's that headache. That's one headache done. All right. How are we doing with the book, fans?
We're not, I'm afraid. I've got to get going on it. Last week I've had priorities which I needed to attend to, like getting my audited accounts done and all.
Like going to the dentist.
Sorry?
That's like going to the dentist.
I don't mind. I mean, I quite enjoy figures, but it's just very time consuming. But I needed to get it done. Normally I would do it a month later. I'm remortgaging the house, information for the mortgage people. So it's been just quite intense getting it sorted. But it's all in front of me on my desk. I need to get the other thing out of the way anyway.
Cool. No panic.
I'm sorry about that. That excuses me. It's just what it is.
Don't be sorry. There's no hassle. Relax. It's
I
fine.
have to prioritise with the things I need to do. To be honest. And also, I've also had a lot of problems with emails. I've sorted them out this afternoon, but I was losing emails left, right, and centre. Couldn't send them for quite a lot of time. I've managed to rejig my email accounts. I've got about 4 or 5. So that's now done as well. So I'm feeling better now.
Yeah, there's nothing worse when the technology gremlins get you. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
The amount of times that this Mac has nearly flown across the room.
Yeah. Well, I sometimes find that just actually rebooting the computer actually helps a bit. Not always, but sometimes it's.
Yeah, I think my Mac is getting tired. I'm going to have to go get a new one shortly. Anyway, so we've done the GDPR book. I actually have a list tonight. I'm very organised now.
Oh,
Impressed?
Right. Yes, very.
I'm shocked.
they call it an agenda.
It's the steroids I'm on at the moment. So
What?
you know, I'm between writing list and bench pressing the wife on the coach. It's great.
Yeah. As we used to say, he's talking away like a poet on steroids.
Graham, are you talking there? Because I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
No, Graham, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
He's on steroids.
Still not.
Who you two as well, then?
Hand to you, mate.
He doesn't realise I muted him. I can't. I'm joking.
Try again.
Nope.
Plug it in, Graham.
It's
It's Vance's fault. He talked about the tech gremlins, and then ended up.
Yep. That's the one.
You're going to start holding up notes.
How many subjects?
Play the internet. How about pulling the plug in? Hello? No.
Has he found the right orifice?
Who was offering lip reading lessons?
We could actually do you know those mime shows. We can start talking funny ways. All different meaning, Graham. So, how many do you have an active email list at the moment?
I have sort of.
No, I don't.
No, I don't at the moment.
Okay, 1, 2. Right, because
Hello?
I'm doing a launch and I want you to mail it because I want you to make some money and I want to test it. You up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very high tech. What I'm doing is I'm taking Matt. I'm going to log out and come back in. Okay, great. We'll wait. We'll talk about the weather until you come back. No, that Graham's going to tell you this, right?
Yeah. Or we could talk about Graham.
Yeah. It's recorded.
Hello, he's gone.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah, so we're gonna get scored. There's a lot of debate about ye in the United Kingdom as well about whether it complies or not. But it applies to anybody who's collecting any data in Europe. It doesn't matter where you are. So that's kind of interesting. The whole GDPR thing, like. So it doesn't matter where you are, it hits you.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed was that when you're dealing with the states, for example, there's some argument about certain companies not being within the sort of jurisdiction or something. It's obviously, it doesn't concern. Hello, everybody's going tonight. It doesn't concern a lot of companies because they are already on the ball. Where are we? Sorry.
He's done a
no, because with doing the whole reset, I went to share my screen, which will show you this tracker, and it installed an extension and logged me out. So
okay.
Oh joy!
It's going to be one of those evenings. So what were you saying, Steve?
No, I was just saying that when you're dealing with the states, which are not part of obviously the European requirement. Yeah, I mean, are there going to be problems there? Do you think? Sorry, I don't want to come back to this.
No.
No problem.
No whatsoever, because they don't. It just doesn't apply, right? So if somebody's in the States, you don't actually have to go through the stuff, but you might as well, like, you might as well have it and be done with it, like. Because like how do you stop someone from Europe going onto your site? And there's a lot. I think Matt's launching a product on at the moment. I was looking at that today and the rest of it. So this is all of your trackers and all your download forms, right? Right. So this is the tracker. Again, thank you very much. I will. All right. So I've got to set all of this up, internal policies. So this was $47. So for $47, they've done a fair bit of damage on it, right? Now what they are doing is they're trying to upsell you into the training all the time. Conquer your fears about. I love that headline. Conquer your fears about GDPR. Introduction: how does it affect my business? Key question needs asked. Consider fees, and it's great. Fees. The last thing to talk about is the fees, the fines, and the penalties. See, that whole video should be about the fees, the fines, and the penalties. See what the video is.
Hi, my name is Keith Button. I'm the tutor for this course, GDPR Made Simple, and Introduction to GDPR. There are 4 modules in this course in total, and by the time you've completed all these modules, you should have a good grounding in GDPR.
Okay, I won't be doing that.
I had somebody a bit.
Yeah, nerd world. But it's actually quite. No, it's complete and absolute. It's completely over the kill, like, right? I have to be honest. It's complete overkill, but there is some good stuff, like, reporting, data retention policy template, self-consent form. So it wasn't bad, right? Privacy policy and cookies policy doc. So what was it?
Yeah. Okay. Just about read that.
Just let that open up now 1 sec. If Graham doesn't come back, we'll drive on. So what they give you then is kind of, this is what I liked about it for the money, is it gives you you just fill in the blanks, like.
When you say this is what you're going to send out, or this is something you're doing?
So what I'm going to be doing, that's the stuff that is going to go up, and this will be the cookie policy document on the page.
Okay.
Right. So when somebody comes in, if they've got nothing else to do with their life, they can go and have a look at this.
Okay. All right.
No, you can buy this and fill them in yourselves, or you can always go to Absolute Rocks when it's done and copy and paste it.
Okay.
Sounds like a splendid idea.
Not that I would recommend that.
No.
Of course not. No.
Yes, yes, of course.
But it's complete. It's just complete overkill. Like. But do you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it possible to amend Bob Cornish's document to match? Because I think he's done a lot of the graft, or he's got somebody to do it for him. I'm not sure, but I thought it was quite a readable document, and it didn't seem to. Although there was a lot of it, it wasn't difficult to understand.
No, it's quite good. I haven't, though. To be fair, Stephen, I scanned
a lot of it. 12 pages. It's it's a massive amount of information in there. But, yeah. Okay. I just wondered if that might be easier to actually do that.
But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'll check it against the one I have. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Matt, to be perfectly honest with you, looking at it and running down through it, I think that's pretty much the same.
Yeah. I quite like his intro, which is saying, if I can remember.
As you might be right, in unit data.
Six items, which I think is quite good, because it's just one sentence against each one.
Yeah.
And then he goes into detail.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of reasonable that people, like, if they don't want their information kept or put up on the systems, that it's not put up. So that's kind of reasonable. All right, since Graham is obviously got the gremlins completely, let's we'll drive on. So let me give you the launch. I've taken Matt Fury's webinar. I've cut the pitch off it, and I'm selling it for a $7 dime sale on Morio, right? And 100% commission is paid off. I'm then selling a full copy of the recordings for $47 on the back of that. That's the upsell. You get 50% of that. And then there's a licensing agreement. I'm testing a licensing agreement for $97 after that. There's 50% of that, right? I'll be writing up the swipes tomorrow. So I'll send them out to you, and I'll send them on the whole thing. And anybody who wants the mail, just get your Warrior ID and make sure you set up, and you make some money.
Okay.
Because to be honest, one of the challenges with building forward with Melissa is I want you to start making bloody money on these stuff. So if that works, then you've got an affiliate email list that's starting to work, and then you're moving on. Because what I'm actually going to do moving forward with the whole Legends type of stuff is I've done a deal with Tom. And we're going to do a cloned membership site, right? I'll be putting this much prettier on the sales pitch, right? But basically what I'm doing is I'm taking like all the webinars that I've done, I'm talking to each one of the guys in every webinar that I'm going to do every month, because I'm going to do at least one webinar a month. And then anybody who comes on and gets a clone site, you have your own site, they have their own stuff. I'm pushing this onto webinar. So I'm telling you this because this is the end game where I want to get into, right? Is we then push that out, and then they come on and they get their own site, and every month their content is updated with the webinar, the stuff, the transcripts and all the files and everything. They get everything, and plus a link, so they can then make 50% of the money. So if I have a webinar that's working and I know all the swipes and all the rest, I'm just handing them a kit moving forward to say, there you go, this is it, and the site's done and everything, and it's cloned and updated automatically. So I'm just curious to see what the appetite to test. So I'm testing this first because it's an idea, it's a concept, it's not reality yet. So I'm testing it to see what way people will take to the licensing stuff. So what they're getting on the licensing is they don't get the right to sell, they don't get the right thing, they just get the webinars and all the stuff, and they can sell those as often as they want. I don't have a problem with it, they can't give them away, right? Because it's current content. Thoughts?
Silence.
Silence.
So the whole idea of doing the $7 dime sale at the start is it's a list building exercise, right? Okay, from that point of view, to get them into the upsells. I'm interested in the upsells, not the $7.
You saying back for is what you've just been saying. You have then the permission to do that, presumably, if you did the recordings and everything on it, looked after it. So they've signed over permission of it all to you. What about other people doing that, though? Would we be able to do that, or what? Or do you have to give permission to do that, or what? I'm just trying to understand the protocol.
So the situation is that it was my summit. So when I did the summit and all the rest of it, it's my content.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah. So as the host of it, it's my content, right? I'll do all the marketing stuff, saying, "Oh, I got special permission and all the rest of it." I don't. No, to be fair, I do go back and ask him. I've showed Matt Fiore, seen all the pages and the rest of it, because there's a couple of reasons for that. One is I respect the man, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The second one is I think it's only reasonable to do it, and the third one is, don't burn fucking bridges, like.
It's from a courtesy point of view. Then.
Yeah. Well, if you treat, I find, honestly, Vance, if you treat people with respect, they normally come back and do it.
I agree that. But it was looking from the legal side, that you have the rights to do.
No, to see. So let me tell you the God's honest truth in this webinar, right? Since you're part of the inner circle. The license stuff is like, I give you a license to do it. It's not worth the paper it's written on. I'm writing it. Do you know what I mean? It means nothing. What am I going to? One, how would I know you did it? Two is what name of God can I do with it? I sold you something that you can resell it. So you use some of it as an opt-in, you take some of the PLR. It's the same as the PLR. You take 2 or 3 pieces, you turn them into books, you do this with them, you do your own stuff, you put them out there. I don't have a problem with that. Some guy's making money, God bless him, away he goes. I'm never going to come back. Nobody does. Because A, I'm not going to know what happened. B, is it's not doing me any harm. C, it's not doing the other guy any harm. The only way it would do harm is if somebody bought it and said, buy this because it's a load of bullshit, right? And the chances that happening are so small that the guy won't last very long anyway, or the lady won't last very long anyway. So the whole licensing thing is, it's a play on words. It's like PLR. They're kind of plays on words, really, right? I'm giving you the right to do this, and I'm giving you they're the market. It's like scarcity, right? By me limiting the licenses, by you being one of the special people, by me hugging the rest of it. That's not scarcity. The whole licensing is just scarcity. That's the reality. I'm giving you the content. Like, to be perfectly blunt, right? And I'll say this on this web and this privately in the group. If you go on and you download, let's say you bought the recordings, you download them. I don't know that you download them. I have no idea. I can't track that. Nobody can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And even if you didn't download it and you screen record it, I certainly can't track that. Yeah. And if you put up, you start doing that.
Is there any merit, Tony,
Guilty.
all these speakers together onto a hard copy thing, selling it like discs as against just digital?
Discs are dead.
No, like I mean,
memory stick.
Whatever, in a hard copy format. Yeah. Like our friend, I can't remember his name now, Reynolds, is it? Andrew Reynolds.
Andrew.
That's something we've been talking about, a couple of us. And the thing was, when you got the DVDs, right?
Yeah.
Just ignore what was on the DVDs. You got a big box with all these and the folders and all the rest of it. Now you get this.
Yeah.
It does have the same impact, right?
The thing is, can something like that be played in the car, though? How can you play that in the car without having to put headsets on, which is not advisable?
Well, the situation is I give you the MP3s anyway, right? So you can burn the MP3s onto what you want.
Yeah. I'm just looking at potentially other modes of marketing.
Well, there's John's gone. John left and Graham is back.
God, can't stand that. That's too big.
So it's an interesting thought process, Vance. The thing is that most people now have can sync to their phone. That was brilliant.
Now you see me now.
Yep. He lasted 2 seconds.
The quickest V sign in history. That was.
So many comments. A lot of people can now sync their phones onto their stereos anyway, right?
Okay.
So like you kind of give it, but it is like it is. I did think about it. I have to be honest with you about doing it on this one, but you'd have to charge a lot more. And the thing about that is, it's Warrior, right? So Warrior, you kind of have you're kind of limited to what you can do. Yeah. Certainly afterwards, it would be something that once I do Legends of Warrior and the rest of putting the whole thing together as a box set and the kit and sending out with all the transcripts done and printed out and written, you could make a big fuss over it, without a doubt. But yeah, it's just like you're dealing with no source notes and the rest of it, and it's just not where I want to go at the minute. So yeah, but like the DVDs were great. Like they were brilliant because you got this whole big box of stuff. It was brilliant, Whereas now you're getting this memory stick. It just doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah. Well, visually it looks cheap.
Right. Can you hear me now?
No.
Graham.
No.
So yeah, but like the car one, yeah, I hadn't quite thought of that. You can just you got so many car stereos. Always the challenge, like before it was easier when you had a CD player. You just send them the CDs, you put in the CDs, like yeah, Whereas like a lot of cars no longer have CD players. Guys don't want CDs, so it'd be an interesting test moving forward. I'll put it on the revisement. Another chat there. I'm just listening. We can't hear you, Graham.
You can?
Yeah.
Ah. Oh, excellent. Oh, well. Hey.
Sorry about we're hitting this.
Right, that's it. I'm not speaking to you no more.
Well, you've had your dinner now, then, have you?
Yeah.
So while you're going, Graham, we were just talking about the Warrior launch. So I'm doing Fury's recording and audio and transcript for $7 as a dime set. It keeps going up. Then 47 for all of the recordings, and then 97 for the license. See, does that work?
Okay. That Thrive you gave me, I've been having to go with that. I just had to play with it up now. I put a page up, but nothing to do with this. I was just playing with it, just see if I can get things to work. I don't know if you want to have a look at it, see what you think.
Yeah. Right.
I did have the link set up, but of course I've lost it now, haven't I? Because I had to reboot.
You share screen, can't you? Doesn't it share screen up on top of it?
Yeah, hang on. I just got to get it all up and running first. So just give us a sec. You chat amongst yourselves while I get it up and running.
So the big test is going to be the whole clone content thing for me. That'll be the big one moving forward. So let me see how that works. It'll be interesting. I'm back.
So just to recap, Tony, the one that you're given as a giveaway then to entice people in, it's just one of those like a report or something on one of those.
On a couple of the times.
Yeah, well, I've done Alicia Little. I know I keep harping on about her, but it's about the only one I've really done that can sort of make any sort of sense, I suppose. So it made sense for me to just carry on with that rather than start a new one.
Yep.
So hang on.
Take your time.
I can't do two things at once now. I'm a typical bloke.
Women can't do it either. It's all a fuss.
No, I don't believe you.
No, they're just making more noise about it.
Well, then maybe I suppose, yeah.
I am legally advised not to answer that question in case my answer incriminates me.
Oh boy. Her indoors lurking in the background. Yeah.
Oh dear.
No, this is being recorded. I'm sending it to all your wives.
So we all turn up next week with black eyes. We know what's happened.
It has been new.
Oh, you're breaking up now, man.
Can do more than one thing. Think of one thing at the same time. So all this other stuff, talk, is a lot of rubbish perpetrated by women.
Indeed.
Oh.
I'm going back to how I started this video.
Right, so I can share screen, yeah?
Yeah.
There, can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you reckon? Needs tidying up, of course. None of the buttons work. Obviously, because there's no links behind them.
Sean has bought a Thrive card, so ask him to set up some buttons here, or he can certainly he can actually give you links now within the next while, as a thing. So as an affiliate, and you can put that affiliate link in, and they can buy.
Yeah,
well, you can drop them straight onto his site, and they can buy.
He's been promising me an affiliate link for about 2 weeks now, and I'm still waiting.
Yeah, well, he's in France at the minute, so but I'll push him next week. So yeah, the thing I would say, to you is put it back.
Share
screen. Yeah. All right.
That's how expensive it does to me then, Graham, because I drink a cup of green tea every day. For a long while, it makes me realise why I'm always so sleepy.
that's what it does. It pushes you to sleep.
That gives you energy.
No?
Makes you up partially.
So well, 3 different flavors supposed to give you different. It's supposed to affect you in different ways.
Yeah, yep. Because he's a different mix of herbs. So Graham, the first thing is you put the product first, right? So you and your headline is the name of your business. So the headline needs to be what's in it for me, then bullet points, then pictures of the product.
Okay.
And then I would have I would have the 3 products, right? With just the names of the products, and then going down, I would have the information for each product. You can swipe all of that from his site.
Yeah, I've already done that. Yeah.
So I would stack them that way. So it doesn't change that it's a product page. It's headline, boom, 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 and then put a buy now button next to each one, right? Or save, and then the way I would do it is have save money by as a monthly, right?
Yeah, that's another thing I'm waiting for him now. Just the exact how it's going to work money wise and the actual structure of the funnel. So he was going to let me have all that, and I'm still waiting for that. So that's really why I haven't been able to go ahead with this.
So what want to know money wise?
The actual structure of the funnel was yeah, but I mean he was talking about not selling the jars. He was selling the sachets at $30 per month or something.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you are receiving. Well, I don't know the actual how it actually works.
Let me tell you. So it's $30, and you get 3 sachets. You get the 3 different flavors, which have the 3 different health benefits. So one is for detox and weight loss and help you to clean out your system. The other one's for energy, and the other one's to make you relax. And help you sleep. Right. So you get the 3. You get 3 months stock up front. You get 1 month. If you don't like it, you drop it in the bin, and you call it a day and you say goodbye. Right.
Mm.
If they do like it and they repeat, then your affiliate kicks in and you get a $10 a month on your affiliate.
So they'll initially have to fork out for $30 then.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I've asked them to put the sample vouchers.
Okay. So okay, if they reorder, then they'll get the jars instead of the sachets. Is that right?
No, if they reorder, they get the sachets all the time.
all the
They
time.
will not get the jars. The jars do not ship internationally and cannot ship internationally. He's kind of doing it at the moment, but there's an issue with health regulations. There's an issue with breakage. There's all sorts of different issues. So that's why the pouches. No, he's got better labels designed for the pouches, and the pouches will look much better. We're then looking at, once we get established, we're then looking at sending them jars as storage jars in a holder on the for the countertop. So that what you're then doing with the pouches is you're refilling the jar.
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense to me, but I don't want to do that from on the first month because they think about it. He's giving them 3 months stock because of the 3 months, and it comes down to shipping costs, right? It's like the shipping cost the shipping cost in Ireland on a €5 jar is €5, right? It's about €8 to ship it internationally, so it costs more money than to ship the product. That's the challenge that he's had. And if you take the big jar and the rest of it, you just can't ship the big jar because it doesn't get there. So that's the reason I got involved with the sachets. Ultimately, the pouches will be wrapped and all of this. That'll all come. But I kind of like the homely feel of the brown pouch with the labels on it and it looking like it's all natural, it's horrible, and it's kind of, that's the feel for me on it. So what you actually need is to have the pouch pictures on it instead of the jars.
Yeah. Well, again, that's something I've been waiting for because the pouch pictures are not on the website. So
no, because to be perfectly blunt about it, you've got a pouch.
Yeah.
The fourth pouch that was made. Because the amount of aggravation that's gone into pouches to get the pouches and the rest of it. So what I want him to add over the next 6 months is storage jars, serving spoons, a load of stuff that you can then give people stuff, but there has to be a volume. We have to see, does the business work? And the challenge around that is it costs money. So we're just like, this is a bootstrap test to see does it work, right? But what you need is somebody selling it is, you like what I would have on my page is if you'd like some free samples, give me your name and address, boom, and I'll send you the free samples, your telephone number. You send them the free samples, you email them or ring them on the phone and ask them, is the way I see this working, right? Email them and say, how are you getting on, boom, I like this grand. Look, you can get the 3 flavors, or you can get 2 of one and 1 of the other. That's not a problem. We can bespoke your order, and what happens is you pay your $30 a month. They come through the door, you get 3 months stock, and every 3 months it gets refurbished or replenished. You don't have to worry about it. It's all done for you.
Okay, so it starts off at free samples then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the way I know this is I did the ploughing championship with Sean, right, which is a big fair here. I suppose it's interesting marketing point of view because this is bringing offline online, right? And the Sean was going on about talking to people. Oh, it's got this and it's got hibiscus and it's got cardamom and it's got donkey nuts or whatever the hell is in it, right? And all the rest of it. And I just stood there with the samples in my hand and I said, try that. That one's lemon, that one's orange, that one's mint. What do you think? And they try it and they go, oh, geez, I don't like that. Now, few did. Keep walking. I'm not going to try and convince you. If you liked it, I can tell you, that one helps you. That actually helps you curb your appetite, especially the women that helps you with weight loss. This one helps you rejuvenate your energy in the afternoon, and this one helps your mind calm down in the evening so that you can get a good night's sleep and relax. And think, I have it.
Guess what I got?
Whiskey.
Yeah.
And the other thing about it then is you can talk about the fact that it can be hot or cold. And it's only a teaspoon and a cincin. So you can put it in a cold bottle of water and bring it to the gym and all the rest of it and use it. And it's better for you than drinking water, right? So that's the conversation. That's the funnel. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we get online. We're looking at doing videos and the rest of it. I just want to test it very easily. That's why you're one of the guys. Future, I will be charging people to become affiliates. They'll get a setup pack, right, of X amount to this and X amount to that and all the rest of it. But that's all down the road. This is bootstrap. Get it up. Get it. Ugly works for now. It's fine. Get it out there. The product is great. People love the product, and they either love it or they hate it. And I'm delighted with that because you don't want someone who's but the problem is with the jars is you give them the jars, they go in the cupboard and the cupboard gets closed, right? And then people. So any person who is a gym buddy or anything else who's motivated to health-wise, they like the taste and know it's healthy because normally healthy stuff isn't nice for you. Or it doesn't taste good, right? Especially if you've been eating chocolate and you've got a sweet taste buds, right? Yeah. That's the challenge that I found on the working on stands with them just to find out what in the name of Jesus the market actually wanted. So the first way of getting people is, do they like the taste of it? If they like the taste of it, you can tell them the benefits. If they don't like the taste of it, it doesn't matter what the benefits are. They ain't going to drink it.
No.
You know.
Okay.
Make sense?
Makes sense. Yeah. I
So
have done.
I would have my pages, I would have my samples. I would say, you know, put in your detail here, and I'll send you samples. You send about 3 little cocaine pouches that look like, well, I had to get them to rework them. They look like marijuana, like.
How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
Sending out those, little pouches. Yeah.
Do you see that amount of tea now? That's 10 cups.
Yeah, it's about that, I suppose. Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing is you got to teach them how to drink it, because I gave it to a friend of mine and I never told him how to drink it, and he rang me up after 3 days going, "What are you after doing to me? I'm in the toilet every 6 minutes." Because he was putting a full teaspoon in.
Was it?
And it was a complete lapse. And you see the likes
That could be done as weight loss.
But you see the likes of Vance, bad, but trying to sell Vance is going to be very hard, because Vance drinks green tea, so he knows what he's doing. The real market for this, because Vance doesn't mind making a cup of tea. Like, people who drink green tea kind of like the process. That's one of the things that I found as well. So they like the tea bag, the aroma coming around and taking the bag out. It's kind of it's a tea making experience. Whereas the people you're selling to this, so instant, you don't really like, for me to convert Vance, it's okay, but you can have this in an instant. Well, I don't care. Like, it takes 30 seconds to make it on a tea bag. I can spare the other 27 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not that busy. And then they have tastes already acquired. Where the market for this is people, this doesn't taste like green tea. It doesn't. It's a nice herbal drink, really, is more the market for it. So the market is people who are going out for the first time, who've heard green tea is good, who tried it, and oh, Jesus, I couldn't touch that. My wife is prime candidate. My wife now swears by it, right? You know, she won't drink anything else, right? But like, my wife would not drink a cup of green tea. If she went out to the restaurant, the rest of it, she's not going to order a cup of green tea, like, because she feels too strong.
Yeah, it makes all the difference if you make it the way you like it.
Yeah.
I have about 4 or 5.
I mean, this you can't. You kind of can't. You can't make it stronger. Like, you can 4 grains more or 3 grains more. You're kind of restricted on what you can do with this. So it's to understand your market. Your market is the gym bunnies, the people who want to lose weight, the people who want a bit of energy, and the people who want to drink a healthier drink, who want to move from caffeine or leaded, as I call it. As I call the green tea unleaded. So you can have leaded. Like, so if you come for tea in our house, you're asked, do you want leaded or unleaded?
Maybe I can use that in my advertising campaign.
Well, you can't say this, but like, there is lead in the tea here in Ireland, Cork, that's made in Cork. There's lead in it. There's lead traces in it. That's been proven.
All right. I thought it was illegal.
Lots of things are illegal. You have to get caught first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does that make sense?
Yep.
So guys, tomorrow I'll send you the swipes, and I'll send you all of that and start emailing out, because you'll be the first ones to get a whack off it, and blast it. And we'll see how it converts. I've split test running on the front page. I'll send you all the links for the pages. I'll send you links for each one of the individual pages as well, so you know each page and you can see the offers and all the rest of it. And we'll go from there.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to have to watch the replay then to understand what's going on here, because obviously I missed about
Warrior launch, took Matt Fury's product, cut the pitch off it, turned that into transcript, audio and things, selling that for $7 is a dime cent on Warrior. It's going to go up and up and up and up. Right? More people, buy, more it goes up. And the upsell is 47 quid for all of the recordings and legends and the transcripts and the audios. And then the upsell after that is a 97 one. You get 50% of the 47, 50% of the 97, and 100% of the front end. Right? So, like, I'm hoping it will work out. I'm kind of aiming for about 2 to 3 quid a click. That's what I'm aiming to get there. So it's worth that. So it's done, it's ready, it's on Warrior. I got the download pages to fix tomorrow and a couple of bits and pieces just to tweak. And we start testing out and emailing out. So I'll send you the swipe emails. You'll get one a day as I'm writing them, as I'm creating them. I'll send them out to you. And upload them into the thing. Make sure you've got your own Warrior Plus ID. Right? Yeah. And you apply for it. But I'll send you the instructions and that as well tomorrow how to do that.
Okay.
And you'll have that, set it up, boom, 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 come in. And then because I want to see will your list buy you? I believe you're going to make money, right? So I want to see you making money.
Okay.
Next week away from tomorrow. I swear. No problem, Gar. I just want to get you out mailing, get some money in, and see the Greek lads go, ooh, we want more.
Tony, just quickly, I haven't had any feedback from Denise yet.
Okay, I'll talk to her. I'll send her an email tomorrow. I know she's in holidays, so you're kind of caught in that wash. But you're all right. You're still up and live at the moment, yeah? You're still up and running at the moment.
Yeah, but it's with a friend. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll send her an email again on that tomorrow, Jim.
Okay, thank you very much.
What I'll actually do is I'll send her an email and you an email from my Irish Marketer email, and then you'll have contact with her, and then just get it. Because when she's set up, it's done, like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much indeed.
One thing that Denise was saying, as we're talking about Denise, in one of her Facebook lives, is a good way to have free traffic to your web Facebook lives, is to inform everybody, so people like yourselves can actually come on and like it and share it on your website, on your Facebook. So would you guys be able to do that for me? So I've got one. I've got two going at the moment. If I send you the link, will you be able to come on and share it on your own thing? To be great. No,
don't send any links. Yes. In the morning or whenever you're back tomorrow, open a Facebook group on chat, not a group, on chat for us. And when you put the video up, tell us you put the video up on the chat, and you do it straight away. Speed is important.
Okay. Right. So do it in Messenger.
Yes, you can set up a group in Messenger where you can message all of us, right?
Okay.
So you can message all of us, and then every time, and we can all use it. So if you set up, we can all use it then, and we can all share each other's stuff. But it's very much about speed, because if you send it to me and I'll have it done in 30 seconds, right? If you send me an email, it's going to sit in my system and it could be there for 6 weeks, right?
Okay.
Or 1 week. Okay. So hit me on Messenger if you want to get me to do it. Hit me on Messenger and everybody else, right? Just put up the video, boom, 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 on my profile. Will you go share? No, it's called this.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you a few secrets that I taught Denise about that next week.
We'll keep quiet about that then.
I'll tell you the campaign I did for the young fella, how we actually got the money.
All right.
Because it's not about you generating the content.
That's even better.
It's about having other people generate content that you can share.
Sounds good to me.
So in your case, if you get, let's give it in 10 seconds. You get 5 people that you give the tea to. You have 5-10 people that you give the tea to that will be willing to go on and take care, Gary, enjoy your break. That go on Facebook and go, I just had this green tea I got from Ray. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's fantastic. It does this. It's that. Blah, 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 blah. And then you share that on your page. That's how we raise the money. Because here's the thing, right? On the page we had for the young fella, anytime I put up a post, I'm preaching to the choir. They had already given us money.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I got somebody else to put up a post and I shared it on the page, the choir shared it out to all of their people.
Mm.
They didn't share what I was doing. They shared what everybody else was doing.
Okay, very clever.
It worked.
Yeah.
It wasn't clever. It was an accident.
All right, it's a clever accident.
Right?
You shouldn't have told us that, Tony.
But a lot of stuff is, Jim. Like because like I would just try stuff. Everybody thinks, oh, there's a recipe for this, there's a recipe for that. Yeah, there's a recipe, but you know, so, like you take a recipe of a cake and you follow the instructions 100%, and it comes out burnt.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? Or it tastes like crap, but you followed the instructions completely correctly. That's life. Right? So I would always tell. So what I did is I put up the first video for Aaron, like the interview I did with Aaron, and I put that up, and that's what triggered it. So I did the video on my account, and then I shared it to the page, and then it took off, and that's what tweaked it, because he didn't want to put it up on his page, and he wanted me to talk to him. That video's had over 14,000 views. Right? And every view was worth $1. So all I had to do to get the money was I had to get 10 videos at 10,000 views, or 20 videos at 5,000 views, and it was actually 30 videos or whatever that worked out at. About 3,500 views. That's what I aimed for. We got 30 videos done. I got Pat to talk about the kayaking thing, this, that, boom, boom, boom. And everybody's all put up an event. And I said, no, you put up the event, we share it, and we get our tribe. We then put up, guys, please share this out to everyone. And they're all, oh, this is great. We can help that guy raise money. Isn't he great? I can only tell you that Aaron is dying so often, like. You feel helpless. You don't need the bad news all the time. Not being bad, being total marketing about it. Like, you know, we got the message. We hit the people right in between the chest plate and got hit them in the heart. Got that out. Know what you do next. Well, no, the point is that if people are doing stuff to get them to put it up, to promote them, and get our tribe to promote the people that are putting it up, which brings them back to our page, which brings the whole thing up. That's where Bradley came from.
Repeat that in English.
So, get the person, somebody, to put up a video about something, it's about the tea. You bring it to your page. You get the people who like your page. You ask them to share it out. They share it to their audience. It's no different to the competitions. Think about it. We get people to share the competitions to the people that follow them. So you bring in more people that way. That's the same logic.
Just referrals.
Correct?
Yeah.
But it's just the structure on the page. Don't put you. They won't refer your like. If I come up and I say, like, going, you know, Aaron is miserable today, and God love me, he's desperate, and this and all the rest. Blah, 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 blah. Right? It's only so often I can say this, like, right? You know, like, how many people watch that Blue Nose thing, Red Nose Day in America, in UK with you, right? Great thing, but like, when you know, about the 9th time they bring on the poor people that are miserable, you're kind of going, would they stop, like?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We know, we understand, we've already given, but they're trying to catch all the people going up. Whereas if they and that's what I was looking at, right? So when you look at it, if other people are doing stuff, if other people are taking action to help, people who've already took action will help them to promote the message. That's simple.
So how is Aaron now? Has he gone off for his operation or what?
To be honest, I don't want to know, right? I've stepped away from it through no reason that I'm busy and all the rest, and we did what we're supposed to do, and it's too close a bone to me, Graham, to be honest. You know, with my nephew, it's just too close. Like, I'm still helping my sister get through it, and the rest of it's just too close. I can't. Like, it's just like it's. I can't go back there without getting in bits. Like, no, don't get me wrong. If he needs help again, I'll help the kid. No doubt about it. But when it comes to, like, I also know about, you know, having lost my sister, my father-in-law, and my nephew to cancer. Like, you know, the amount of people that ask questions and need to know everything, I don't want to know anything because there's nothing they can do. If you need me, I'm here. If you don't want me, I won't be ringing you up asking you questions, because the more people talk about it and the rest of it, it can have a very weird. Here's an interesting thing. If a doctor tells someone they have 6 months to live, 95% of them will be dead within 6 months.
Yeah.
If a doctor does not tell them they have 6 months to live and believes they've only got 6 months to live, 70% are still alive after the 6 months.
Yeah, I guess you tend to give up, don't you, if you're told that?
Well, it becomes fine. When they actually get peace about it, and it becomes kind of final, like. And it's that, you know, like my nephew was told the day before he died that he wasn't going to survive. He was gone the following morning. Like. I'm convinced my nephew just said, I'm over here, man. Yeah. He wasn't going to put his parents through that. The horror that he was going through with this, like, he was heading for a wheelchair and all the rest of it, and like, You know, so for me, like he's fine. Pat, my buddy, looks after him. He does all that, but that was the deal. He brought me in, and if I'm needed, I come on. You know, but I'm not needed at the moment. And you know, they've got the money. And the other interesting thing is when you help people and they get the money, there's a kind of a change. I know all the experts are all in, telling them all the things they want to do. I was saying, Darren, like just up every week how you're getting on, keep a video blog going, keep everybody's not doing it. So like, you know, there's only so much I can do too. Like.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, the kid has got medicine, his life, and all the rest of it to deal with too. So it's a very good balance. The only thing I'll say is every person that I meet in that situation, the grace of those people are truly amazing. You know, that kid laughed, joked, and you know, you swear he had not a worry in the world when you meet and talk to him. It's just so refreshing because you meet people who've gone bankrupt or the bank are after them or the revenue's after them and say, oh my God, my life is a misery and my life is over. Yeah, like compared to what, cancer?
Yeah.
Like really? Like it's just really, you know, and I suppose one of the reasons I have the attitude I am. So yeah, it's I hope
I can relate to what you're saying, Tony, because I've probably lost about half of my family through cancer.
Yeah. And when you do, like, you know, it was an interesting conversation because I was asked by somebody who would have had knowledge of my nephew, you know, about this. And I said, I don't know. They said, what do you mean? I said, I don't know. But like, no. Look, I have my own suspicions. But if I've got 6 or 12 months left in this world, right? If I've now got something bad and I've got 6 to 12 months left in this world, do I want option A or option B? Option A is everybody coming up going, oh, how are you? It's so sad. It's so horrible. Or how the fuck are you? How was the match? Did you go see the movie? Did you see Infinity War? What was it like? Jeez, have a bit of crack. What did you do the weekend? Yeah. On option B. Yeah. That's the greatest gift you can give to them.
Yeah, a bit emotional.
You know, we got very philosophical with that. I go for a cry and a cup of coffee. You know, Zane, you know, Graham Zane was on to me, man, we haven't talked in so much, I miss you. So I started hitting the Mickey over him. He's like, man, do you not think I'm serious? I said, no, I'm Irish. We don't do this soppy shit. My kids go up to hug. My kids have a challenge in our house, which is to hug my father, right? Because my father's old, real old vintage, like he's 82, like, so it's like, you know, like, oh, what's wrong? You know what? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's what you're up against. All right, boys, have a great week. I'll be on to you tomorrow with the emails. Let's go make some money.
Okay.
Okay. I will be with you next week. I'm going to the Chelsea Flower Show down in London for a couple of days.
Oh, excellent.
What was it? Was royalty?
Yeah,
and
on
Members
Day. Yeah. So,
well,
tell Prince Charles we were asking for him.
I'll push you again.
If he would ask his mommy, is there any chance to take us back?
Vance, you ought to do a Facebook Live for us down there.
Oh, yeah.
All about it.
You get plenty of signal if you stand next to Prince Charles, anyway.
We booked it last year with the snapped up, so we booked it up last August, you know, for it. So we've got a couple of days down in London. So I'll think about you guys anyway.
It's supposed to be absolutely stunning. My mother-in-law used to go over regularly enough. It's supposed to be stunning. But with my hay fever Vance, it would be.
We're partner of Rafa. She's very much into gardening and flowers, so it's like a treat for her. It'll be a nice day out.
Yeah, and you know, you could be doing worse things without it.
I could be enjoying ours later.
All right, guys, Vance, enjoy, and Gary, we'll see you the week after as well. And God bless. Mind yourselves. Rest of the week.
Okay, bye.
Bye all.
Okay. Bye. Good night, everyone. Bye.